nice to see you this fine morning. I'm so excited to start the show.
What am I going to do? I don't know how to joust.
Clyde, did you say joust?
I did. I'm so worried. I don't know how to joust. I'm supposed to compete in a jousting tournament in order to become a knight, but I'm scared.
Don't worry, Clyde. We can help you prepare. Kids, would you like to help Clyde prepare for his jousting tournament?
Oh, thank you. That would be wonderful.
Okay. Tell us what you know. How does this work?
Well, 2 knights have long pointy poles called lances, like this one.
Okay. What happens first?
The 2 knights get on their horses and ride toward each other, trying to knock the other knight off of his horse. It's quite difficult.
We could at least practice that part without the horse.
I'll just pretend. I'll start here and run toward you.
I'm not sure about this. You know, I don't have a lance or shield. What? Clyde! Are you okay?
I'm fine. It's just a minor injury.
It looks like we may need to keep practicing.
Yeah, I do need to keep practicing. It's just that I'm scared.
That reminds me. Last time on Kidz Korner, we learned about a scary situation. The army of Israel was up against a giant, and no one was brave enough to fight him. But David trusted God to help him. He stepped up to fight that giant, and with God's help, he won.
That's grand. Our God is trustworthy.
He is, and you can trust him for strength and courage.
Now that we've talked at length, I realize that I can trust him for strength. And also for courage, which helps me to, I can't think of any words that rhyme with courage.
Don't be discouraged. Keep trusting God.
I'll do that. Well, I'd better get practicing and trusting. Goodbye.
Goodbye, Clyde. Princess Polly and Robin have been learning so much in these episodes about David the shepherd boy. The first week we learned about being chosen. God chose David to be king. Last week we learned about being empowered. God was with David when he went up against Goliath the giant, and he helped David defeat Goliath. I wonder what we'll learn this week. Only one way to find out. Keep watching.
Princess Polly! Princess Polly!
Yes.
Here you are. I have got it all figured out.
Oh, okay. All right.
So, I'm almost done with my training, and I've got some new skills. You ready?
Yes.
Okay, here we go. What do you think?
That's nice.
And I got some new handy-dandy gadgets. Been working on this one.
Oh my.
Ricochet.
That's very nice.
Yeah, okay. Alright, well, I mean, it's something new. I'm better at my bow and arrow, but
I hope so.
I figured I'd try something new.
New things are good. It's good to try new things.
Yeah, I wish I was good right now.
Well, Robin, you've been getting better day by day. And the more you practice, the better you will be.
I guess so.
Duck! Oh! That was close.
That was the bad guy. I'm going after him.
Okay.
You go back to the
Okay.
castle. Alright. Alright, sir. To the castle dungeon. Let's march. Come on. Let's go.
everybody. Good to see y'all smiling faces in this castle. Hey, say hi, Lester. Hi, Lester. Hey, y'all want to hear a joke? What do you call a dinosaur with terrible vision? Do you think he soars? Hey, you got a joke?
I might have one.
You do? Okay. This one.
What's orange and sounds like a parrot?
What?
A carrot!
Probably not as bad as the last one, that's for sure. Hey, have y'all seen Einstein? We have searched from the highest tower to the lowest valley, and we still can't find him. But, hey, do you think you fell in the moat? Gotta go! This way! Oh, alright.
Alright, we're gonna sing Making Melodies. Help us out. Making melodies in our hearts. Making melodies in our hearts.
This way!
Melodies in our hearts to the King of Kings. Thumbs out, thumbs out. Making melodies in our hearts. Making melodies in our hearts. Making melodies in our hearts to the King of Kings. Thumbs out, elbows back, elbows back. Making melodies in our hearts. Making melodies in our hearts. Making melodies in our hearts to the King of Kings. Thumbs out, elbows back, feet apart. Making melodies in our hearts. Making melodies in our hearts. Making melodies in our hearts to the King of Kings. Thumbs out, elbows back, feet apart, knees together. Making melodies in our hearts. Making melodies in our hearts. Making melodies in our hearts to the King of Kings. Thumbs out, elbows back, feet apart, knees together, head to side. Making melodies in our hearts. Making melodies in our hearts. Making melodies in our hearts to the King of Kings. Thumbs out, elbows back, feet apart, knees together, head to side, tongue out. Making melodies in our heart. Making melodies in our heart. Making melodies in our heart to the King of Kings. Thumbs out, elbows back, feet apart, knees together, head to side, tongue out, turn around. Making melodies in our heart. Making melodies in our heart. Making melodies in our hearts to the King of Kings. Thumbs out, elbows back, feet apart, knees together, head to side, tongue out, turn around. Sit down. Princess Polly, good news! We caught the bad guy. The forests of Elktonia are safe once again.
That is splendid news.
And I just wanted to thank you so much for saving my life back there.
It was nothing. You saved my life, I saved yours. You know, this reminds me about the story of David.
Really?
Yeah, would you like to hear some of it?
I would. Let's go.
Let's go. Right. Why don't you refresh our memories on what we've been learning about David?
Okay, let's see. God told Samuel to anoint one of Jesse's sons to be king, and so Samuel went and God told him that David was the man for the job, so he anointed David to be king. And then there was a war with the Israelites and the Philistines, and there was a big giant, and he was not very nice to God's people. So David went to bring his brothers food while they were fighting, and he ended up fighting the giant, and he won!
Good job. Now, for the next part.
Okay.
After David defeated Goliath, he went on to fight for King Saul's army. He became best friends with Saul's son, Jonathan.
Really?
David was really good at his job. So good that he became more popular than Saul.
Oh my goodness, it's David! It's David! Oh my goodness, no, we gotta take a picture. Let's take a picture. Come on. Cheese!
that made Saul very jealous. So jealous that he tried to have David killed. Jonathan found out and went to talk to David.
David, my father wants to have you killed. You must go hide.
But why is he so mad at me? I don't understand what I've done.
Well, you're the Lord's anointed. That's why. You must go hide. We're going to have a big feast this evening, and if he's not angry about you missing the feast, then we'll know that it's safe for you to come home. But if he is mad, then we'll know that he still wants to have you killed.
But how am I going to know? Should we have a sign?
Okay. After the feast, me and my servant will go to the field, and you meet me there, but you stay hid. I will shoot 3 arrows, and when my servant goes to retrieve those arrows, if I say they are behind you, then that means you are safe to come home. But if I say farther, that means it is not safe. You must run. My father still wants to have you killed.
So the feast began, and just as Jonathan thought, Saul got really mad. Jonathan took the lad with him to the field to shoot his bow and to give David a signal. He shot the arrows and sent the lad after them.
They're farther away. Run. Hurry. Don't stop.
There was a signal. David knew his life was in danger. He had to run.
That is so sad. He had to leave everything behind. His best friend, his whole life. But I think I know how it makes you think of our adventure this morning.
And so?
You were kind of like Jonathan the prince,
right?
And I'm like David, his best friend. And just like Jonathan was willing to lay down his life for David, you were willing to lay down your life for me.
Exactly, but let's not forget the one who is protecting us both. Over here in Psalms 18:3 it says, I will call upon the Lord, who is worthy to be praised. So shall I be saved from my enemies. No matter what we go through, we can always depend on God to protect us.
There's nothing my God cannot do. My God is so big and so strong and so mighty. There's nothing my God cannot do. My God is so big and so strong and so mighty. There's nothing my God cannot do. In the beginning, God made everything. God simply spoke and the world came to be. He set the flood and made everything new. He parted the sea and let his people walk through. He helped a boy bring the giant right down. Joshua marks the walls bound to the ground. These acts of power are worthy of praise. You want to question my God and his ways? I'll look you in the eye and say, my God is so big and so strong and so mighty. There's nothing my God cannot do. My God is so big and so strong and so mighty. There's nothing my God cannot do. Though we are sinners, he still gave us worth. God sent his son to live here on the earth. He healed the sick, he made blind men see. He let the lame walk and he set the bird free. He died on the cross and he rose from the grave. He conquered sin, he is mighty to save. He went to heaven and he's coming back. God's word is true, but if it's attacked, I'll look you in the eye and say, my God is so big and so strong and so mighty. There's nothing my God cannot do. My God is so big and so strong and so mighty. There's nothing my God cannot do. God the Spirit, God the Father, God the Son. 1 plus 1 plus 1 equals 1. God the Spirit, God the Father, God the Son. 1 plus 1 plus 1 equals 1. I want the world to know about my God. I want to live so the whole world can see that my heart has changed. I'm forgiven and new. If people need proof, may they see it in me. Let's look the world in the eye. Let's look them in the eye and say, my God is so big and so strong and so mighty. There's nothing my God cannot do. Not afraid because God is so big and so strong and so mighty. There's nothing my God cannot do. My God cannot do.
My, what an adventure Polly and Robin have been on this week.
Oh, my arm. Oh, and my head. And my leg. Ouch. Whoa. Oops.
Clyde, what happened?
Well, I won the jousting tournament, but I came away with a few injuries.
Tell us what happened. Did you get hit with a lance? Did your horse prance? Was there a knight there from France, perchance?
Well, not quite exactly like that. I was on my horse, and my opponent was on his. We rode toward each other, and my lance struck his shield, knocking him off his horse.
That's great.
Indeed it was. So I got off my horse and accepted the prize.
Congratulations. So how did you get injured?
Oh, that. The trophy was presented on a platform, so I went up to receive the prize. But on the way down, I tripped and fell. Ow.
Are you okay?
I'm fine. I guess I'm frustrated. I'm so clumsy. It runs in the McClutson family. In fact, most people from North Blunderland are a bit prone to blunders.
I'm sorry you were hurt. So all of this happened just from falling down the stairs?
Yeah, it's not right for me to be a knight, especially with this painful blight, and sometimes I'm in a fright, and though I try with all my might, I don't think that I should fight. Maybe I could fly a kite, or...
Clyde!
Ouch!
Are you okay?
You gave me a fright. That's not polite.
I'm so sorry. I was just going to explain what we had learned today about David. He was in danger. Someone was trying to kill him, but a good friend warned him, and God protected David.
God protected him?
That's right. So David thanked God for protecting him. You know, you might think about thanking God for protecting you from worse injuries. He protected you from getting injured in the jousting tournament.
I hadn't thought of that. You're right. I can be thankful for that.
We have a lot to be thankful for.
Well, I'd better go rest so my injuries can heal. I'll make sure to thank God for keeping me from more serious harm.
Very good. Goodbye. This week we learned about being protected. Just like Polly protected Robin and Jonathan protected David, Jesus will be there to protect us. He loves and cares for us so much. We hope to see you next week. Toodle pip.
It's Chester here, and Lester, and we are the Jesters. Coming to you with a couple of announcements. Since we extended the deadline, we're not going to be drawing a name this week. We'll push that off till next week. But there is an opportunity for you to win a prize.
That's right. All you have to do is memorize the verse, Psalms 91:2. I will save the Lord. He is my refuge and my fortress, my God. In him will I trust. And what you need to do is you just need to video yourself, post it to Instagram, and tag the church, Bible Holiness Church VA. And if you're private, remember to DM. Well, I guess that's all for this week, folks. But why don't you end it with a joke, Lester?
Sure, I think I have one. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Cow.
Cow who?
No, cows go moo.
Well, you've gotten good, but you sure can't beat the master. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Interrupting cow.
Interrupting.
Moo! Well, that's all, folks. See y'all later. This way. Oh.